Remember the day you got the news? The email, the phone call, the meeting where your boss said those magic words. We're giving you a promotion. You walked out of that office floating on air. You did it. All those late nights, all that stress, all the times you wanted to quit, it paid off. You immediately started thinking about what you'd do with the extra money. Maybe a nicer apartment. Maybe a new car. Definitely nicer dinners. Finally, you could breathe. Fast forward 6 months. You're sitting in that nicer apartment, staring at your bank account, and you realize something terrifying. You feel broker than before. The numbers are higher, but the stress is worse. The paycheck is bigger, but the month is longer. What happened? You got everything you wanted. So why does it feel like you're drowning? My name is James, and I spend way too much time thinking about why we sabotage ourselves the moment we start making progress. If you've ever gotten a raise and wondered where the money went, if you've ever felt like you're working harder but getting nowhere, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Because today we're talking about the dead cat bounce of lifestyle creep. And trust me, it's the most dangerous financial trap you've never heard of. Now, before we dive in, I want to mention something. Most people think investing is about having a lot of money. The truth? It's about what you keep. I'm building a community at the Frugal Investor newsletter where we strip away the hype and focus on high-impact, low-cost wealth building. Join a group of like-minded investors who prioritize long-term gains over short-term trends. Link is in the description. Back to the show. Here's the thing. We've all heard of lifestyle creep. It's that slow, sneaky process where your spending rises to meet your income. You get a raise, you buy nicer things. It's predictable. It's human. But what most people don't realize is that lifestyle creep doesn't just happen slowly over years. Sometimes it happens instantly. And it doesn't just make you broke. It makes you feel broker than before. I call this the dead cat bounce of lifestyle creep. In trading, a dead cat bounce is when stock that's been plummeting suddenly jumps up a little. Not because things are getting better, but because the fall was so fast that it bounces on impact. It looks like recovery. It feels like hope. But it's just a brief pause before the next drop. Your finances after a promotion can look exactly the same. You get a raise. You feel rich. You spend. Then you realize you're in the same hole, just with nicer furniture. That's the dead cat bounce. A temporary illusion of progress that ends with you right back where you started. Or worse. Let's look at the math. Because the math is brutal and beautiful at the same time. Say you're making $50,000 a year. After taxes, you're taking home maybe $3,400 a month. You're getting by. It's tight, but you're managing. Then you get a promotion. $65,000 a year. A $15,000 raise. You're thrilled. You do the quick math in your head. $15,000 divided by 12 is $1,250 more a month. You're rich. But here's what you forgot. Taxes. That $15,000 raise pushes you into a higher tax bracket. Not for all your income, just for the portion above the threshold. But still, your take-home increase is closer to $900 a month, not $1,250. Still great, but the gap is already shrinking. Now you're thinking about what to do with that $900. You've been struggling. You deserve nice things. So you upgrade. You move to a nicer apartment. That's an extra $400 a month. You lease a better car. That's an extra $300 a month. You start eating out more because you're tired from your new responsibilities. That's an extra $200 a month. Add it up. $400 plus $300 plus $200 is $900. You spent your entire raise. You're back to zero. But here's the kicker. Your fixed expenses are now higher. Your rent is higher. Your car payment is higher. Your lifestyle requires more money just to maintain. So when the next unexpected expense hits, and it always hits, you're actually worse off than before. Because now you need more money to survive. This is the dead cat bounce. You jumped up, but you landed right back where you started. Only now, the ground is harder. Now, you might be thinking, James, this is obvious. Don't spend your raise. Save it. And you're right. That's a simple answer. But here's what most people don't realize. The psychology of a raise makes it nearly impossible to save without a plan. When you get a raise, your brain releases dopamine. It's a reward. You feel successful. You feel deserving. and your brain starts looking for ways to validate that feeling. Buying things that signal success feels good. It's not just stuff. It's proof that you made it. A 2018 study found that people who received significant raises were 40% more likely to increase their fixed expenses within 6 months. 40%. Not discretionary spending. Fixed expenses. Rent, car payments, subscriptions, the stuff you can't easily undo. They locked themselves into a higher cost of living before they even knew what hit them. This is where it gets really interesting. The people who felt the most financial stress after a raise weren't the ones who spent the most. They were the ones who increased their fixed expenses the most. Because discretionary spending you can cut. Fixed expenses follow you like a shadow. Let me tell you about my friend Marcus. Marcus got a big promotion. Went from $60,000 to $85,000 overnight. He was ecstatic. He immediately upgraded his apartment. Went from a $1,200 one-bedroom to a $2,200 luxury unit with a gym and a doorman. He leased a BMW. His payment went from $350 to $650. He signed up for a fancy meal kit service. He joined a premium gym. 6 months later, his car needed repairs. He didn't have the money. He had to put it on a credit card. Then his laptop died. Another credit card. Within a year, Marcus had $8,000 in credit card debt. On an $85,000 salary. He was making more money than ever and feeling broker than ever. Marcus didn't spend recklessly. He didn't buy boats or cocaine. He just upgraded his life to match his income. And in doing so, he trapped himself. His fixed expenses ate his raise, then ate his savings, then ate his future. Now, let's look at the opposite. Meet Priya. Priya got the same promotion, same salary jump, but Priya had a plan. Priya celebrated. She took her friends out for dinner. Cost her $200. Then she went home and did nothing for 3 months. She lived exactly like she did before the raise. Same apartment, same car, same grocery budget. After 3 months, she had saved $2,700. Then she started making changes. She moved to a slightly better apartment. Not luxury, just better. She increased her rent by $200 instead of $1,000. She kept her old car. She added one nice dinner a month to her budget, and she automated the rest. Every payday, $500 went directly into investments. Another $500 went into savings. Within a year, Priya had $12,000 in investments and $6,000 in emergency savings. She felt richer than Marcus, even though they had the same salary. The difference wasn't income. It was psychology. Priya understood something that most people never learn. A raise is not a license to spend. It's an opportunity to build. Here's where the math gets really exciting. Because the difference between Marcus and Priya isn't just about feeling richer. It's about actual, quantifiable wealth. Marcus spent his entire $900 monthly raise on lifestyle upgrades. Priya invested $500 of her raise and spent $400 on controlled upgrades. Let's run the numbers over 10 years. Priya invests $500 a month at 7% annual return. After 10 years, she has about $86,000. After 20 years, $260,000. After 30 years, $610,000. Marcus? He has nicer stuff, but his stuff is depreciating. His BMW is worth $15,000 less than he paid. His luxury apartment gave him memories, but no equity. Marcus has zero. Priya has over $500,000. Same income, same starting point, different choices. Now, you might be thinking, James, I don't want to live like a monk. I want to enjoy my success. And you should. That's the whole point of making money. But here's the secret. Enjoyment and extravagance are not the same thing. A 2021 study found that experiences bring more lasting happiness than things. The people who spent their raises on travel, on hobbies, on time with loved ones, they reported higher satisfaction than people who spent on cars, watches, and apartments. The stuff loses its shine. The memories last. This is where we need to talk about the hedonic treadmill. It's a psychological concept that says humans adapt to improvements incredibly quickly. That new car feeling lasts about 3 months. That bigger apartment feels normal by month 4. That fancy watch just tells time after a while. You run harder, but you stay in the same place. The dead cat bounce of lifestyle creep is the hedonic treadmill in action. You jump up, you land back down. The only way off is to stop running and start building. So how do you avoid the dead cat bounce? How do you get a raise without ending up broker than before? Here's where we get practical. Step 1. The 30-day pause. When you get a raise, do nothing for 30 days. Nothing. Live exactly as you did before. Let the money accumulate. Let the dopamine fade. Then make decisions with a clear head, not a euphoric one. Step 2. The percentage split. Before you spend a dime of your raise, decide how it will be split. A common and effective formula is 50/30/20. 50% to lifestyle upgrades, 30% to savings, 20% to investments. Or if you're really serious, flip it. 50% to investments, 30% to savings, 20% to lifestyle. The point is to decide before the money burns a hole in your pocket. Step 3. Upgrade slowly. Don't move to the luxury apartment immediately. Upgrade one thing at a time. See how it feels. See if it's worth it. Most of the time, you'll realize the cheaper option was fine. Step 4. The fixed expense trap audit. Before you sign any lease or loan, ask yourself, can I afford this if I lose my job? Can I afford this if I get sick? Can I afford this if the economy turns? If the answer is no, it's too much. Fixed expenses are commitments. Treat them like marriage, not dating. Step 5. The future you test. When you're considering a purchase, imagine explaining it to yourself in 5 years. Will future you be glad you bought this? Or will they wish you'd invested the money? Be honest. Step 6. The joy audit. Track every purchase for a month and rate how much joy it actually brought you. The $5 coffee that made your morning? High joy. The $200 dinner that you forgot a week later? Low joy. Spend more on high joy, less on low joy. It's that simple. Step 7. The invisible raise. Set up automatic transfers so your raise never hits your checking account. It goes straight to savings and investments. You never see it, so you never miss it. Your lifestyle stays the same, but your wealth grows. Step 8. The gratitude practice. Before you spend, take a moment to appreciate what you already have. Most of us already live better than 99% of humans throughout history. A little gratitude goes a long way toward curbing the desire for more. Look, I'm not here to make you feel guilty about wanting nice things. Nice things are nice, but they're not freedom. They're not security. They're not the point. Here's the takeaway. A raise is not a license to spend. It's an opportunity to build. The dead cat bounce of lifestyle creep will trick you into thinking you're moving up when you're really just landing back down. But you can break the cycle. You can pause. You can plan. You can invest in your future instead of financing someone else's idea of success. The next time you get a raise, and I hope you do, remember Marcus. Remember Priya. Remember that the money isn't the point. The freedom is. And freedom requires saying no to some things today so you can say yes to everything tomorrow. If this video made you think differently about your next raise, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to go deeper on building wealth without sacrificing your life, check out the video right here. It's about the 100-hour rule and why the first $10,000 is the hardest money you'll ever save. I'll see you in the next one.